Dear students, today we'll start the second part of the group 18 elements, that is part 2, where we will discuss regarding the preparation, properties and uses of xenon fluoride compounds. In the part 1, we have discussed regarding the elements, their electronic configurations, atomic numbers, uses and clathrate formation and the different properties of the inert gas elements. So today we'll start the compounds of the xenon fluorides and xenon and oxygen compounds, xenon, oxygen and fluorine compounds. So today we'll start regarding the preparation of xenon fluoride compounds. So xenon fluoride compound, in the last class we have discussed regarding why the krypton and xenon, they have the ability to form compounds with the more electronegative element oxygen and fluorine. These are the more electronegative element, small in size, and xenon that is having low value of ionization potential, and there is the presence of vacant d orbital. So because of that reason, xenon has the ability to form compounds with that of the more electronegative element oxygen and fluorine to a greater extent as compared to krypton. So in the part 2 we will discuss regarding the preparation of xenon fluoride compounds, that is Xe plus F2, that gives rise to XeF2, XeF4 and XeF6. So these compounds that is produced under different conditions by taking the different ratio of these two elements. So whenever we have taken 1:1 ratio, that the formation of xenon difluoride compounds, that is 1:5 ratio, that the formation of xenon tetrafluoride compounds, 1:20 ratio, that the formation of xenon hexafluoride compounds. So these are the conditions. For example, xenon difluoride, xenon, fluorine, nickel vessel, in presence of ultraviolet radiation, there is the formation of XeF2. Similarly, xenon that combines with fluorine, in presence of mercury vapor, there is the formation of XeF2. XeO2F2 under minus 118 degree centigrade, again there is the formation of XeF2 and O2. So next one, regarding the methods of preparation of xenon tetrafluoride, that is xenon that combines fluorine at 570 Kelvin, 6 atm pressure, and by sudden cooling there is the formation of xenon tetrafluoride. Similarly, xenon that combines fluorine in presence of electric discharge at 80 degree centigrade at 2 to 15 mm Hg, that is pressure, there is the formation of XeF4. Similarly again, xenon that combines fluorine by the irradiation of gamma rays to form that xenon tetrafluoride. Next one, regarding the methods of preparation of that xenon hexafluoride. Xenon hexafluoride that is prepared by taking xenon and fluorine in the ratio of 1:20. So there is the formation of xenon hexafluoride. So next we will discuss regarding different uses of that xenon fluoride compounds. So xenon fluoride compounds, they will act as oxidizing agents, they will act as fluorinating agent, and also they will help for the preparation or for the production of xenon. So these are the uses of xenon fluoride compounds: as oxidizing agent, as fluorinating agent, for the production of xenon. So these are the uses. By taking these uses, we can define the different properties, how that will act as oxidizing agent, how that helps for the production of xenon, how that helps for the fluorinating agent. So one by one we will discuss regarding some properties and the very important properties of that xenon tetrafluoride and xenon hexafluoride. These are the important questions, that is hydrolysis products. Hydrolysis products of xenon difluoride, tetrafluoride and hexafluoride. These are very important reactions for CHSE, NEET also. So we will discuss regarding the properties as oxidizing agents. So we have defined what is the meaning of oxidation. Oxidation means that is loss of electron, that is increase in oxidation number. So oxidizing agent is reduced and it helps in increasing of that oxidation number of others. For example, xenon difluoride that reacts with hydrogen, that the formation of Xe and HF. We have to balance this. Then we will say what is the oxidation state over this hydrogen. Oxidation state of that hydrogen, that is 0, and in this case hydrogen atom, that is +1. So there is increase in oxidation number. Oxidation number of hydrogen atom that increases from 0 to +1, that is known as oxidation. So this is known as oxidation, that is increase in oxidation number, that is known as oxidation. So which agent would act as that oxidizing agent? That is xenon difluoride. So that is oxidizing agent. This will act as oxidizing agent because in this case xenon, that is having the oxidation state of, that is +2. Fluorine atom, that is -1 means -2, 2 fluorine atom -2, and xenon must be +2. And in this case the atomic state xenon, that is having 0 oxidation number. So the oxidation number of xenon that changes from, that is +2 to 0, means that the decrease in oxidation number means it is reduction. It is reduction. Which agent is reduced? That is oxidizing agent. So oxidizing agent is reduced. Similarly, we can take the other examples. For example, XeF4 plus HCl. XeF4 plus HCl, that gives rise to Xe plus HF plus Cl2. We can take that XeF2 or XeF6 or this is your XeF4. In all these cases, the xenon fluoride compounds, they will act as oxidizing agent. For example, if we will analyze on the basis of, that is oxidation number, increasing oxidation number, decreasing oxidation number, which agent will act as oxidizing agent and which will act as reducing agent. So chlorine atom, that is H plus Cl minus, chlorine atom -1, in this case chlorine, that is having the 0 oxidation number. So oxidation number of the chlorine, that changes from -1 to 0, -1 to 0, that the increase in oxidation number, that is known as oxidation, which will act as oxidizing agent, which helps in the oxidizing as that oxidation process. So that is xenon difluoride tetrafluoride or xenon difluoride, you can say XeF2 or you can take also XeF6. So these agents, they will act as oxidizing agent. We have to balance this equation, whether we have taken that xenon difluoride, xenon tetrafluoride or xenon hexafluoride. So by taking xenon difluoride, tetrafluoride or hexafluoride, we have to balance this equation, but these are the products, that is xenon, HF and Cl2. In all these cases, that is chlorine, that is Cl minus, that is changed into Cl2, and oxidation state of this xenon over this one, that is +2, over this one +4, over this one, that is +6, and that has been decreased to 0. That the decrease in oxidation number, that is known as reduction. Then which agent is reduced? That is oxidizing agent. So xenon fluoride compounds, they will act as, that is oxidizing agents. They will oxidize other and they themselves get reduced. This is +2 state, that is +4 state, that is +6 state. So their oxidation number, that is changed to 0. That is the decrease in oxidation number, that is known as reduction. So oxidizing agent is reduced then this reducing agent is oxidized. So in all these cases, that is xenon difluoride, tetrafluoride or hexafluoride, or we can say that xenon fluorides, they will act as oxidizing agents. So these are the reactions where the xenon fluoride compounds will act as oxidizing agents again. These are the other examples. For example, xenon hexafluoride that reacts with ammonium, there the formation of xenon, HF and N2. Similarly, xenon tetrafluoride that reacts with Ki, there the formation of Kf, Xc and I2. So regarding the uses of xenon fluoride compounds, we have discussed they will help for the production of xenon. For example, xenon hexafluoride, xenon tetrafluoride, that is the production of that xenon, and they will act as that is oxidizing agent. For example, in this case, ammonia, nitrogen atom that is -3 oxidation number, -3, nitrogen 0. So oxidation number that changes from -3 to 0 means that the increase in oxidation number, that is oxidation, and xenon fluoride that will act as hexafluoride that will act as oxidizing agent. In the similar manner, we can define xenon tetrafluoride that reacts with Ki to form Kf, Xc and I2. So in this case also, iodine that is -1, that is changed to 0 state. So there is the increase in oxidation number, -1 to 0, therefore xenon tetrafluoride again that will act as that is oxidizing agent. In this reaction, that is SA4 that reacts with XCF4 to form Xc and SF6. This reaction that indicates that SA4 will act as, or SA4 that is converted to SF6 by taking 2 fluorine atoms from that xenon tetrafluoride. Therefore, xenon tetrafluoride in this case that will act as fluorinating agent. SF4 that is converted to SF6, that is these 2 fluorine atoms that has been provided by that is xenon tetrafluoride, therefore that will act as fluorinating agent. Next, we will discuss regarding the very important reactions of that xenon hexafluoride, that is hydrolysis reactions. And these hydrolysis reactions are very, very important reactions, that is complete hydrolysis, partial hydrolysis of that is xenon difluoride, xenon tetrafluoride and xenon hexafluorides. So xenon difluoride hydrolysis means that the addition of water, interaction with that of water, then the formation of Xc plus HF plus that is O2. We have to balance this equation. Xenon difluoride that reacts with water, there is the formation of xenon, HF and O2. Then xenon tetrafluoride that reacts with water, there is the formation of XCO3 plus HF, XCO3 plus HF plus Xc and O2. This is the formation of this one of this explosive material. In the similar manner, XCF6 that reacts with water, there is the formation of XCO3 and HF only. XCO3 and HF only. So xenon tetrafluoride, the hydrolysis product of that is xenon tetrafluoride that contains the products of hydrolysis products of xenon difluoride, that is XCHFO2, XCHFO2, and also that contain the hydrolysis product of that is xenon hexafluoride, XCO3 and HF, that is XCO3 and HF. And in this case, there is no such release of that is oxygen. That is a very, very important reaction. Xenon tetrafluoride hydrolyzed to form explosive material XCO3, and there is the formation of HF, xenon and O2. Xenon difluoride that is hydrolyzed to form Xc, HF and O2. But on complete hydrolysis complete hydrolysis of that xenon tetrahexafluoride that gives the explosive material xenon trioxide and HF. There is no release of that oxygen. In this case, oxygen is released. In this case, oxygen is released. But in this case, there is no such release of oxygen molecule. So we have to balance these equations. Then we have to discuss how this hydrolysis product that takes place. XeF6, we know that is fluorine, that is -1 charge, oxygen that is having -2 charge, that is H2O. Oxygen atom that is having -2 charge, fluorine -1 charge. So means one oxygen atom or two fluorine atoms that will be replaced by that is one oxygen. One oxygen atom, two fluorine atom. So there is the formation of XeOF4 by the release of 2HF. Two fluorine atoms, they have been replaced by one oxygen. Again, hydrolysis, again two fluorine atoms that has been replaced by one oxygen atom minus 2HF. There is the formation of XeO2F2. Again, there is the presence of two fluorine atoms. These two fluorine atoms again that is replaced by one oxygen atom, that is minus 2HF. So there is the formation of XeO3. So this is the hydrolysis product of xenon hexafluoride, where complete hydrolysis and complete hydrolysis, there is the formation of xenon trioxide and there is no such release of oxygen. This is very, very important reaction, that is xenon fluoride compound, because they will give different products under hydrolysis, that is xenon difluoride that gives xenon HF and O2, xenon tetrafluoride that is hydrolyzed to form that is XeO3, HF, Xe and O2, but in this case there is no such release of that oxygen. So these are the different hydrolysis products of that is xenon fluoride compounds. So the very important reaction we will discuss regarding the other reactions. For example, in this case, xenon difluoride, tetrafluoride or hexafluoride that is reacts with that hydrogen, that the formation of xenon and HF that helps for the production of that xenon. In this case, these are very important reactions of that is hydrolysis products reactions, hydrolysis of xenon difluoride, tetrafluoride and hexafluoride. Partial hydrolysis of xenon hexafluoride to form XeO4, then partial hydrolysis to form XeO2F2 and fully hydrolyzed to form XeO3, that is the explosive material. Next, these are the reactions which indicates that is oxidizing nature of that xenon difluoride, tetrafluoride or the hexafluoride, which helps for the production of that chlorine. Also these are the reactions. Next, the very important other two important reactions, xenon hexafluoride. Xenon hexafluoride that reacts with HF, there is the formation of XeF5 plus and HF2 minus. Xenon hexafluoride in HF, there is the formation of XeF5 plus and HF2 minus. So because of the formation of the cations and anions, they have the ability to conduct electricity, or you can say that is xenon hexafluoride in HF that conducts electricity because of the formation of cations and anions. Again, we can say xenon hexafluoride, another important reaction for that xenon hexafluoride that cannot be stored in glass containers, because that reacts with that corrode or that reacts with the glass containers to form that SiF4. Glass containers, or you can say that is silica SiO2. So that reacts with SiO2 to form XeOF4 plus SF4, SiF4. Again, there the ferment till the reaction continue till there the formation of XeO3 plus SiF4. SiO2 silica. So xenon hexafluoride that reacts with silicon, then the formation of XeO3 final product is XeO3 and SiF4. Therefore, the xenon hexafluoride that cannot be stored in glass containers. This is one of the important question, why xenon hexafluoride cannot be stored in glass containers because of this reaction. Similarly, another question, and this is one of the important question also, that is xenon hexafluoride in HF that are the ability to conduct electricity because of the formation of cations and anions. In a similar manner, we will discuss another important question, that is cesium fluoride. Cesium fluoride that reacts with XeF6. Cesium fluoride that reacts with XeF6, there is the formation of another addition compound, that is cesium fluoride XeF6, XeF7. There is the formation of addition compound. So these are the different reactions of that addition compound, that solution conduct electricity. We can take the examples of that solution conducting electricity, the examples of the group of 15 elements like phosphorus. The fluoride compounds of that group 15 elements, that is phosphorus and antimony, that reacts with the tetrafluorides of xenon tetrafluorides to form the cation and anionic compounds, because the xenon tetrafluoride, it has the ability to donate F minus ion. So after the loss of that F minus ion, that becomes to be XeF3 plus, and after getting that F minus, that becomes to PF6, that is minus. So these are also the important reactions. Xenon tetrafluoride that reacts the fluoride compounds of group 15, that is particularly that is phosphorus and antimony, to form the cationic and anionic compounds. So next we will see the very important properties which we have already discussed. These are the important reactions which already we have discussed. Xenon hexafluoride SiO2 XeO4 SiO4 not stored in glass containers, that is xenon hexafluoride that is not stored in glass containers. Xenon hexafluoride that reacts the CSF to form CsXeF7, that is the formation of addition compound. Xenon hexafluoride, ammonia, xenon HF and N2. In this case, xenon hexafluoride will act as oxidizing agent. Xenon tetrafluoride Ki, that to form Kf, Xe and I2. Then the products of xenon and xenon tetrafluoride will act as oxidizing agent. These are the very important reactions of that xenon tetrafluoride. Whenever xenon tetrafluoride that is heated, there is the formation of xenon difluoride and fluorine. This may be also treated as one of the method for the preparation of xenon fluoride compound, difluoride compound. Xenon tetrafluoride reacts with the benzene to form fluorobenzene. Then xenon tetrafluoride that reacts with the SiO2, then the ion exchange, 2 fluorine atoms that has been replaced by 2 oxygen, 1 oxygen, then 4 fluorine atoms by 2 oxygen atoms, 2 fluorine atom, 1 oxygen atom, again 2 fluorine atom, 1 oxygen atom. So there is the formation of XeO2 and SiF4. XeF4, again that reacts with O2F2, there is the formation of XeF6 and O2. Xenon tetrafluoride, that which we have discussed, that reacts the PF5 or SBF5 to form this cationic and anionic compounds. And XeF4 that reacts with the HF to form again XeF3 plus and HF2 minus. These three reactions that indicates that xenon tetrafluoride has ability to produce F minus, which is accepted by SbF5, PF5 or HF to form Sb, that is antimony, SbF6 minus, PF5, PF6 minus and HF, HF2 minus. So these are the different or the important reactions of the xenon fluoride compounds we have discussed, or we have already discussed regarding the preparation, properties and uses of xenon fluoride compounds. So in the coming class will discuss regarding the structure of the xenon fluoride compounds. Thank you all.